Hey guys, we are here at Hale Center Theater to see Tuck Everlasting.
You know, this is a show we saw in New York City a couple years ago. It's a regional premiere here in Utah, and it's about kind of one of those families that got lost in time. There's the whole idea of the fountain of youth.
Pretty close to the movie. When we saw this one in New York, it kind of got lost in the season of Hamilton and Dear Evan Hansen coming up and that kind of thing. So it didn't last long, but when we saw it, we originally were like, this is perfect for Hale Center Theater. But we've heard some really great things about this set and excited to really see this show.
Definitely good, family-friendly fun, and let's go check it out.
Here we go. All right, guys, we are here. We are going to talk about Tuck Everlasting tonight.
You know, and it's definitely one of those feel-good shows, and it has a lot of heart to it. It was definitely a really good show for the Hale Center Theater to stage.
Definitely, when we saw this show in New York, we were excited. We knew right away that it was a show that would be perfect for Hale at some point, so it's kind of cool to see it come full circle. Let's jump into it. What was your first good?
You know, I really liked the mother of the Tuck family, May Tuck. Her name was Michelle Blake tonight in the cast that we saw. I thought her voice was so beautiful, and you know, I really felt that pain that she had going through what all the, you know, being immortal, what you'd have to deal with. And I loved that whole piece about wanting a daughter. I mean, pull at the mama's heartstrings here. I really enjoyed her character a lot.
Absolutely. For me, my first was the music tonight stuck out to me. When we saw this show on Broadway, I remember walking away feeling like the music was a little bit forgettable for me. There wasn't a song I walked out like, you know, with all the feels in my heart or singing or whatever you want to say. But tonight, the song Time really stuck out to me. And then, is it The Wheel?
Yeah, The Wheel.
That song really stuck out to me as well. And it kind of brings me to the music. Just really kind of lived a little bit more for me tonight. It connected with me. Maybe it's the place I was tonight, I'm not sure, but I really felt the music a lot more.
Yeah. You know, going on that same thing of actors, I really enjoyed the little girl that played Winnie. I think that is such a heavy lift for a young girl to carry. Basically, they carry the whole show. Amy Johnson, I've seen her in a few productions here at Hale Center Theater, and to see her grow in that show and that young spontaneity, and I really thought, like, you know, at first her voice was a little timid, but as the show went on, she got stronger and stronger, and you saw her confidence grow, and I really think she's a great talent.
Absolutely. For me, my number two would be the Tuck family. I really enjoyed all of them, but to really shout out Jesse Tuck, Miles Tuck, and then the dad, which I think is Angus Tuck, and so that's Cooper Campbell, Marshall Madsen, and Brian Neal Clark. The mom was wonderful for me as well, but I really connected to the brothers and the dad. I really liked the way that they played the characters. I really kind of had that same feel with some of my brothers and my dad, that kind of thing, but I really liked their voices. And for me, these actors actually what helped me connect to the music a little bit more tonight. There was a lot more heart in it for me than when we saw this the first time. And I really, you know, found myself right in their shoes and kind of feeling what they felt. So
yeah, I totally agree with that. Like, honestly, it was, you know, to be honest, when I first saw it in New York, I kind of thought it was a little bit forgettable, and I felt like this was a lot more memorable tonight, and I think a lot of that was in credit to the cast.
Your opportunity?
But for me, in the second act, it really dragged. There's a point in the show, I don't want to spoil anything, but they really kind of show how life works, and there's no singing, it's just dancing, and I think that point is important in the show, but I feel like it was just a little too long. You know, I felt the same thing on Broadway. It just kind of drags the whole show down, in my opinion. It just kind of lost me.
Sure, that makes sense. I think my opportunity there was a couple of unique choices when it came to direction. There was one part where the dad and the Winnie character were kind of rowing around in this boat, and they're in this lake, and you could tell it's like that evening hour, just kind of into twilight time, and the fireflies were coming out. And I couldn't figure out what they were doing. They had this wonderful moment with Winnie and the dad, and he was just kind of teaching her about life and about how there's more to life than being immortal, and maybe it's not as good as it seems, right? And the fireflies came out, and the way they did it was they had the ensemble come out and bring the fireflies in mason jars, or kind of in a clear jar. And it was strange because the way they reenacted the water on the stage was to have fog, and then the boat moved within the fog. Well, it was strange because some of the ensemble characters were literally sitting in the fog, so you could only see like this much of their body, and then they're holding the fireflies, which the fireflies were a wonderful effect. I love that idea, great idea, but it took me literally till the end of the song to understand what they were actually doing. I got a little bit of like zombie feel for a second. It was a little bit strange. I was like, why are there people coming out of the moor? But yeah, that was definitely my opportunity. I did connect to the show a lot more tonight because of the music. Overall, this music, I wish it was just a tiny bit stronger. There are a couple of songs that really stand out, but a lot of it is just dialogue through song. And I know that that progresses the story to some degree, but I really wanted this standout hit. And I found that tonight with this Time song, but I still just expect a little bit more of the music. Yeah, it's good to be back, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one.